What an incredible times we have in crypto. Bitcoin is smashing all important resistance levels, and possibly we're in an equivalent time to April 2019 with Bitcoin here. And Bitcoin is taking with it so many altcoins that are flying high right now. So it was literally difficult for me to finally find one gem that is still under the radar, and that is Theta Network, the subject of the video today, guys. Today we'll discuss Theta, one of the most successful actually altcoins of the 2021 bull run. And you know, it's been silent for a long time, but is it actually creating us a massive opportunity that it's silent, or does it actually mean it's a dead coin? Today we are gonna discuss that. Okay, so why am I even interested in Theta Network? Okay, so Theta Network is actually one of the top projects in the NFT Web3 world, okay, and that was one of the most successful worlds really of 2021 crypto bull run, okay, with coins like Decentraland, Axie Infinity, Sandbox, and Theta Network. Many of these have done more than 100x, and that includes Theta and the other coin it has, Theta Fuel. Both of them had more than 100x last bull run. But the good thing is that once I was researching which coin should I do for maybe this weekend, for this Sunday, Theta Network was really among the few that didn't pump that hard, you know, like Sandbox here 54, Axie 36, Decentraland 83%, and so on. So Theta Network is still really silent, and I love that, because especially if it is a big opportunity, this is what we really should be looking for, the coins that are silent but then they're exploding in the big bull run, like Theta did in the last bull run as well. So right now Theta Network is relatively silent to the rest of crypto and the rest of Web3, so that's great, and that's a really awesome time to discuss Theta Network. Now, another thing that I really like about Theta Network is that it's pretty unique in its use case. Like, it's not really as we've mentioned, you know, Axie Infinity is a game, Decentraland is a metaverse, Sandbox is a metaverse. Theta Network is something very different. Now, you do have coins like Render that are competing with Theta Network, but Theta Network really has all of the major really partnerships. And Theta Network, when it comes to really having the adoption from the big enterprises, it's exceptionally more advanced than any other competitor of Theta right now. So even if Theta collapsed quite a lot in this bear market, it's still fundamentally much further ahead than many other coins. And Theta Network is like a little bit of a hedge in the world of Web3 and NFT coins, because again, it's not a game and it's not a metaverse, but it's actually an infrastructure, okay, for the Web2 world, okay? So you're gonna see Theta Network, most of the partners that they really have, we're gonna see further down here, you know, it's like companies like Google, Samsung, Sony, CAA, and of course blockchain as well, institutional investors. But basically, these companies, they actually have validator nodes in the world of blockchain with Theta, because Theta wants to onboard really the mass Web2 world to Web3 really infrastructure. So Theta Network is just really different than games or metaverse plays, because yes, it's still in the general world of Web3, but the solution they're giving is completely different. So normally that's why Theta Network should really be a little bit not really pumped together. So for example, Decentraland is pumping today with Sandbox. Normally similar coins in the same category, they just kind of move together. Theta Network is in a world of its own. So that's the interesting little bit of a hedge that Theta Network can give in a portfolio. But of course, none of this is financial advice, as always. Now, there are really good fundamental videos about Theta Network, so I don't really want to reinvent the wheel and say any things that were already said. But generally, one of the main reasons I'm really interested in Theta, fundamental reasons, is just because they want to revolutionize how video is being delivered via the internet, okay? And why is that important? Because more of 80% of the traffic online is actually video traffic, and Theta Network want to redesign how that being worked, and that's why it has partners, big partners like Google and Samsung, because they are interested in this potential path of how to deliver video content via the internet, and they want to be part of that. So again, Theta Network, as we've mentioned, is a really nice hedge in the world of crypto, because it works on something completely different, but something very infrastructural that could really like help the, you know, the Internet of Things and all of that big revolution of the web general internet world. Theta Network wants to be a major part of that. So That's the reason why fundamentally I'm interested in Theta. And now, of course, guys, let's get back to the price prediction and to the really to the technical analysis section of the video. So yes, Theta Network has been in a big downtrend, and it's down 94% from its all-time high, similarly to many other altcoins. And yeah, this looks horrible, but you know, one of the main things that I like to do to understand what's happening in crypto, because it's so volatile and moves so much up and down, I just like to click here, guys. Just click on logarithmic, okay? And then you understand much better what's going on, okay? So one of the primary things that I personally look in the altcoins that I'm getting interested at is altcoins that are going up in price logarithmically over time. Okay, so over here, even after all of this bear market, Theta is still tremendously higher than when it was in the last bear market, when it was approximately 8 cents, you know, even 4 or 5 cents at the very lows. Okay, so that's similar to some other coins that I think are really amazing, like BNB. Okay, so you can see, for example, BNB was really you see, so that was the bull run bear market, but still in the bear market it was much higher than where it was before. Okay, then like the sideways market, and it's still going pretty amazing. Then bam, another bull market, and still in the bear market it's so much higher than where it's been. That's BNB. Okay, of course Ethereum is the same. So bull market, bear market, still much higher than where it was in the bear market. Bull market again, bear market, still much higher. So Theta right now is similar, and definitely answers one of my primary things that I'm looking for in altcoins, because many altcoins don't even recover ever to the highs that they've had, and they actually bleed in the macro scale. They don't really look like this, okay, much higher logarithmically. So that's thing number one that I personally look, that is a big thumbs up for me, that I can keep research Theta Network, that it does show me that it's logarithmically still going up over time. Now guys, let's discuss the thing that I don't like, okay? One of the main things that I think are really not very impressive to me when it comes to Theta, especially if you compare to a few other altcoins. And again, on one end, it's good and bad. It's good because it actually may give us a major opportunity in case the coin really gets successful, but on the other end, it actually may be giving us clues that it's not really gonna perform as well, okay, as well as it has before. So what I'm talking about, guys, is first of all, Theta Network is in a group of a few coins. Obviously it's not the only coin, but it's among the coins that had its peak in April 2021, but didn't really have this major second leg up in you know, November of 2021, and it wasn't even able to make new highs. Now again, we have a few similar coins to that, like for example VeChain had also its peak in April. Chili's also had its peak in March, April, and was pretty close, but it wasn't able to make a new high. So it's not the only coin. But we've had, you know, Solana made a new high, Avalanche made a new high in November, Sandbox made a new high. So, you know, from that regard, even Matic, which kind of didn't make a much higher high, still was a higher high than in May and April. So from that regard, I will say I don't like Theta, that it actually underperformed since really April or so. Okay, so it was pretty weak. Look guys, so I like many people, I have my own kind of main tools that I like to use for technical analysis. There are many tools, but normally I try to choose a small amount of tools that work the best for me personally. So some of the tools that I like to use is just a combination of 20-week SMA, 21-week EMA, and 200 daily moving average. Okay. And as you can see, in the last really bull market, you can see that, you know, so here we had a bear market, and it kind of had like this little bit of fake outs, or you actually, maybe it wasn't even a fake out if there was no COVID dump over here. Let me get a little bit closer here, you know, so this was the COVID dump. So maybe if there was no Black Swan event, maybe this could have just stayed above this kind of cloud here that I have, right? But generally, we've had a little bit of fake outs, but then here, guys, here in the late April, when Theta breached the 10-11 cents again, look, it was just like in an endless bull run all the way from 10 cents to 15, let me move it like this, to $15, right? So that was absolutely insane. And look guys, once we, like Theta actually, bam, went under this kind of cloud, what I call, right? It had a little bit of a fake above, but then dropped below, and then it became resistance, okay? And then obviously you had lower lows, lower highs, and so on, right? And we were, as we've mentioned, we were unable to reclaim a new high in November, and then just, you know, we stayed under this cloud, and really it was a resistance over here, here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times resistance, and now it's resistance again, guys, 7 for the 7th time. So actually, if Bitcoin will dump from here and will not continue its rally, very likely it's gonna be even resistance number 7. Okay, so Theta of course can even go slightly lower from here again. Obviously, we'll have to see what happens with Bitcoin, but generally, guys, the main thing that I want to say when it comes to these moving averages, okay, these 3 moving averages together, is, and let me actually make it daily so that we see the 200-day as we should. So right now the 200-day is at 1.07, and basically most of this region is at $1 right now. So if Theta is gonna breach all of these levels in the near future, and you can see actually Theta stayed at $1 for a really long time. So if Theta actually makes $1 as support again instead of resistance, this could be a really major and interesting sign for the short to mid-term for Theta. In a way, I even hope that it will not happen too quickly, and I still hope that Theta will still remain not too strong, because I actually, as I've mentioned, I actually like that, you know, like look, for example, look at TradingView that I have here right now, you see. So I have a few coins here like Mana, 10% up. I have here, what else? Syscoin, 11%, GMT, 36%, the move to earn thing from April 2022 that everyone kind of forgot about. Solana, 22%. And then Theta is 1%, but I mean, I like that, as I've mentioned, because it's a little bit of a hedge, because they work on something completely different. And I like that it's kind of been under the radar and a little bit forgotten. And I want the crypto to be strong and Theta still not to run away too quickly, of course. But generally, again, if it does show us technical strong signs, it's even another really good sign that, like, you know, Theta is not dead and people are still interested and retail is still interested and institutions are still buying. So we need both. Of course, at some point I need to see Theta coming back, but I can just share about me personally, that personally, non-financial advice, this is just what I do. I just really watch these main moving averages. And again, something that like was resistance for Theta, as we mentioned, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times or so, it's really significant. Okay, so if it does breach it, just like it did here, guys, it's super important, just like it breached it over here in late April 2020. Look, the sky was the limit, really. You see, it literally did from 10 cents to $15. It did more than 100x from here. Like, yes, of course, you can, you know, if you DCA, you know, you can definitely catch like the really major opportunities from 5 cents, right? From 5 cents to $15, it was a 300x, so it was even better. But you know, like in a downtrend, as guys, especially if you were investing over here, you guys know, like you literally just can't really know, like, is this the bottom here at $5, or is this the bottom at 2? Is this the bottom at 1, or is it actually 70 cents, right? So when we're still here at $5, it can still collapse to 70 cents, right? So like, again, in my personal strategy, I don't want to be all in over here, right? That's why DCA is a fantastic approach. But also when it comes to shifting momentum, you need to see this big important moving averages being shifted to support, just like it was over here, right? So that's the main thing that I'm watching when it comes to the short to midterm for Theta. And again, and one of the other things that I really want to see is Theta not to like keep collapsing. Okay, so even if crypto will still have more legs down, or if the bear market is not completely over, I would like Theta to still, you know, not really, let's say, especially not go to the 10 cents region, but I would even say even 20 cents. If Theta gets to 20 cents, I will have to reconsider everything that I do here in the video. So as long as Theta is really above, here like 35, 40 cents or more, in my opinion, when it comes to logarithmic growth, it's still, everything's still perfect for Theta. Obviously right now we're at a valuation that is much higher, 90 cents. So yes, I'm watching these 3 moving averages in terms of buying back, because the momentum is, guys, you can see here, momentum is extremely important in the world of crypto. Yeah, guys, now let's discuss really the long-term potential for Theta. And if you've seen my other videos, normally I also like to do on-chain analysis and to see really how much more activity do we have. So for example, recently I've had a video about Gala showing that it could be really super undervalued when it comes to the price, because its on-chain activity is just so much stronger than it was in 2020 or 2021. So and it did had a major pump since I made this video, so I'm really happy about that video. But with Theta, I wasn't really able to really do a lot of on-chain analysis, unfortunately. There is not enough tools for that. But what we can know is how much Theta is staked, and this is a really good sign that after all of this bear market, still 60% of the Theta tokens are still actually staked, right? Because like our total supply is 1 billion tokens, and the amount staked is 600 million, so it's 60% of the supply isn't staking in Theta. And honestly, guys, like I remember, I think it was approximately even 50-something%. I think it was even slightly less than 60% in the bull run when Theta was still around $10. So it's insane that it's 90 cents, but the staking percentage of the circulating supply is still 60%. It's really powerful because it shows us that, you know, many big players, I'm assuming some of these are probably like the institutions like Google, Samsung, and so on. But of course, you see, you also have like many people who are probably investors. So it's really a fantastic sign. And guys, another thing that I actually want to mention that is a really nice pro of Theta Network when you compare it to many of these other gaming Web3 projects is that their supply, guys, is like mostly really like the circulating supply is the max supply. Most of the other gaming projects, they still have, or Web3 projects, they have so much more supply to keep coming. So at least we shouldn't worry about that. So just seeing 60% staked, more percentages staked than what it was in the last bull run, that's already a really nice, really awesome sign for me. And as long as they're gonna have more and more new enterprises join their ecosystem and more people join their network, you know, it's really gonna be sky's the limit. So lastly, guys, I want to analyze what is really the potential long term for Theta if everything really goes well, or if everything goes kind of okay, not super duper well. So a few predictions here, right? So first of all, guys, like many altcoins, including altcoins that are not really that great, okay, including altcoins that are pretty dead. For example, LTC, Litecoin, okay, is a good example of you know, of a really dead coin. It's not really a coin that many people care about anymore, but regardless, it was still able to make a slighter higher high in 2021 than what it had in 2017, okay, and a few other coins also did something similar, even though they're kind of a dead coin in a way, okay. So I will say this is like the relatively worst case scenario for Theta Network. You see, Litecoin did here something like a 10x, I believe, in the last bull run, just because it was still kind of around, but people still cared about it. But again, it's not really like a developing ecosystem. So so we can start from that. So Theta Network, let's get back here to the linear. In my opinion, just really eyeing the all-time high or something even close to that. Let's even say approximately $10. Right now we're at 90 cents. So at least a 10x for Theta Network really looks like kind of no effort. Like I will even go as far to say that if Theta kind of doesn't do fundamentally anything really major from here and on, just doing a 10x I think is gonna be really easy for Theta. So by the next bull run, of course, we're talking, not about the very near future. So you know, anything $10 to $15 is really like, it can do just what Litecoin did, okay, just like returning to approximately the same high that it had in the last bull run, okay. But this is kind of the okay case scenario, right? Then in the best case scenario, if we actually keep getting even more and more enterprises join Theta Network more and more, and let's say the staking percentage is gonna get here to the, like 75%, 80%, 90%, and there's just almost gonna be no supply left at all, especially if most of the Web 2 world will use Theta Network blockchain and will have to buy Theta tokens for that to stake them in order to be able to participate in the ecosystem of delivering the video much more efficiently in the internet. If that really happens, then Theta Network can easily be much higher valuations. And if Theta Network actually comes back ever, interestingly Litecoin was here number 10 and Theta was 9. If Theta is coming back to the top 10 of crypto, of the general crypto world by the next bull run, then Theta Network can easily get to much crazier valuations. Because then, like in the next bull runs, look, it's really difficult to predict right now how everything's gonna play out. But in the last bull run, the biggest projects that were not Bitcoin and Ethereum reached like almost $100 billion of market cap. Okay, so Solana was close to 100 billion. Cardano did another 3x from here, right? So it was around $100 billion market cap. And that was the 2021 bull run. So it means that by the 2025-ish bull run, like the coins that are number 3, 4, 5 are probably gonna get to higher than 100 billion this time. Maybe they're gonna get to something like what Ethereum reached eventually in the 2021 bull run. So if Theta is gonna be able to get again to the top 10 of the world of crypto, it can literally reach approximately $100 billion of valuation. And right now we're just under 1 billion. So in a way, guys, it's quite interesting actually to see it really at 90 cents. Because guys, if we're gonna be back here to the chart on TradingView, think about it. Last bear market, it looks like the main price for most of the bear market was like 8 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents, and so on, right? And then it had the major low at around 4 cents, but it didn't really last for very long. But basically, it was like from 4 to 10 cents was really the amazing prices for Theta last bull run. So interestingly, now that we're at 90 cents, and so far the low has been, what is it, like 70 something cents? Something like, oh, sorry, it shows me the 4 cents. Something like 70 cents, right? So let's just say, if Theta actually does have some capitulation sometime later down the road, similar to what happened in March 2020, to 40 cents, and then it will start having this main, or something similar to the pump that it had in April 2020. Basically we can look at it like Theta has just done something like a 10x logarithmically, which again you saw with Litecoin and XRP, many other coins. It's much better than most of the world of crypto, really. So if we are really 10x logarithmically higher than the last cycle, and if we're gonna repeat something similar and Theta's gonna get again to the top 10 of the crypto in the heights of the next bull run, I think 100 billion valuation is quite decent. And from 90 cents, that's more than 100x for a top 50 coin, top 51 coin. Okay, that's major. Like 100x for something in the top 50 is like extremely hard. It doesn't really happen very often. So that is like the higher end of my personal predictions for the next bull run. But it was already in the top 10. It was really successful once many more enterprises were joining in the last bull run, and there was enough mania. So yeah, like if we really get like the top 10 projects here to around the valuations that Ethereum had here in March 2021, 100 billion, for a top 50 coin right now doesn't seem very crazy. So who knows, maybe really for this like sideways bear market action that we're gonna have for the next year or so, possibly instead of 4 cents to 10 cents, we're gonna have 40 cents to $1 or so, and then once we breach the dollar, maybe we can be off to the races, similarly to what happened with 10 cents in April 2020. So yeah, guys, so that was another video for another Sunday video. So guys, I'm doing videos here every single Sunday. If you want to see another interesting altcoins, normally I try to look for altcoins that don't move that much around the time when I do the video. So today I found Theta Network. I also recently did videos about Gala and Illuvium and Sandbox, and really some Even FTT, I predicted it's gonna pump even though it's a collapsing coin. So anyway, guys, you're very welcome to join me in this crypto journey that we're gonna have for the next bull run. It's gonna be super fun. I'm here every single Sunday. So thank you very much for joining once again, and have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic week ahead. And cheers as always.